Since getting released from the UFC, Yoel Romero has found his new home and has signed a new deal with Bellator MMA. Ariel Helwani broke the news and posted this on his Twitter, saying Yoel Romero is headed to Bellator. Romero has signed a new deal with Bellator. Sources say he is expected to sign imminently. He'll debut for the promotion in 2021 at 205 pounds. His debut date and fight aren't set yet, sources say. He followed up with initially Bellator officials passed on Romero. However, after further talks last week and a new chapter at 205, the two sides were able to come to an agreement very recently. Khabib Nurmagomedov in a recent interview said that Dustin Poirier will become the next UFC Lightweight champion. He also said that Michael Chandler has left his best years in Bellator and he will not be the best. Speaking to Sports24.ru, he went on to say, I think Dustin Poirier will be the champion now. He's on the rise. Yes, he lost to me, but before he was doing well, and after that he already won from the top 5. I think he has a slightly better chance than everyone else. Michael Chandler, I think he has left his best years at Bellator. Many warriors past there left a lot of strength. 2 years ago he got knocked out by a featherweight. So in our division I think he will not be the best. The fight purses for UFC 256 have been revealed. According to Sports Daily, Davison Figueiredo made $210,000, Brandon Moreno made $180,000, Tony Ferguson made $165,000, Charles Oliveira made $250,000, Mackenzie Dunn made $87,000, Verona Jandiroba made $24,000, Kevin Holland made $109,000, Jacques Ray Souza made $225,000, Junior Dos Santos made $520,000, and Cyril Gane made $84,000. Michael Bisping on the Believe in Me podcast gives his thoughts on Anthony Rumble Johnson joining Bellator MMA.
Rumble Johnson making the news again this week. Anthony Rumble Johnson, as we know, he was in the UFC at 170. Right, then I think he went to 185, missed weight badly, then went to 205, and now he walks around. He's like a monster. He's like 260 pounds. He's been flirting about coming back to the UFC for a long time now, and then it came out this week that he's actually parted ways with the UFC and he's signed with Bellator, which is I don't know, it's a shame if you ask me. Rumble Johnson, one of the hardest hitting guys, great fighter, took some years out of the sport. I was really excited to see Anthony Johnson back in the UFC. I mean, good for Bellator and good for the UFC. You know, it seems like they're how do I put this? Well, they're letting people out of the contracts. You know what I mean? If people ask them, they're not holding them, with a gun to the head and saying, no, we've got you back contract. If you want to go to Bellator, then f*** it off your pop, No, Yoel Romero. This
crazy.
Is Yoel Romero. Yeah, I'm very surprised at that because Yoel, listen, we talked about this last time. We won't spend long on it, but weird that they took Johnson, but they said no to Yoel. I would assume, again, similar to Anderson Silva, I'm assuming he's got a hefty price tag. And for the same reasons, listen, you lost your last 3 in a row. You're 44, 45 years old almost. You're not worth that money. So that's a shame for Yoel. It is. And I wish him the best because I got nothing against the guy.
Yeah, I had a big bag when I was young. Till he got high, I was on supply and turned into a bum. Stupid.
Francis Ngannou in a recent interview with MMA Fighting speaks on eventually fighting Jon Jones at heavyweight.
Yeah, I mean, it's obviously something that we would love, everyone would love to see. I mean, if I was a fan myself, I would have liked to see that fight. But and I wanted it to happen. If this fight was to happen, I would have be active by now. This fight has 2 positive things, which is like fighting Jon Jones, which is probably the greatest of all the time, the #1 pound fighter in the world, in my opinion. But at the meantime, I will stay active because right now, things right here is just lack. And this, I don't know where I am. I don't know what I'm doing exactly. I mean, at least having a fight is a good thing, and then having a big fight is a great thing, So yes, and that's something that I'm looking forward to. I think I match up pretty well with Jon Jones. He's gaining weight now, and as he's already big and strong, but I think I match up pretty good. He has some good skills that he can match. He can match my power, so it's gonna be different.
Dana White, the UFC 256 post-fight press conference, gives his thoughts on the stoppage between Rafael Fiziev versus Renato Moicano.
So, when we're shooting a fight, okay? And this has happened to us before. It drives me friggin' nuts. So he's on top of him, hits him with that beautiful 3-punch combination, gets on top of him, and the ref stops the fight, right? As soon as the ref stops the fight, he starts arguing with him, right? So sometimes what our guys will do, they pan away and they go to the guy who won. He's celebrating and whatever, and you don't see him try to stand up and fall back down. McConnell was done. He could not get up. He couldn't walk. And he was stumbling all over the place trying to stand up. And the production stayed on it. So the fans see that, so nobody's at home going, that was a stoppage. That was stopped too soon. There's no way that fight was stopped too soon. That was a beautiful stoppage by the ref and an unbelievable combination that he threw to win the fight.
Yeah, my name's Michael Johnson. You know, I'm the UFC fighter. I've been in the promotion for going on over 10 years now. So I think I'm coming up on my 11th year in the game, or under the UFC banner. It took me, I don't know, like 2 years to get into the UFC. So how I originally got in, you know, I was a contestant on The Ultimate Fighter. So season, okay. So I was a finalist. I ended up getting second, and that was back in like 2010. So you know, I've been trying to develop myself and get back on track and get on everything. And you know, I've beaten a lot of good names in the world. You know, I've been up to number 5 in the world. Now that's awesome. Back on the climbs. You know, that's awesome, brother. Well, you know, it was just one of the things where in high school, you know, I was always intrigued by the sport. I was a 3-sport athlete, so I never could really have time to train. So I was done with college football. I moved to Springfield, Missouri. And then after that, you know, that's when I really started picking up fighting, and I had time to train, and the rest is history. You know, I come from a wrestling background in St. Louis, Missouri. Okay. Wrestling, and then I just developed into a pretty good striker, and yeah, so yeah, we made a long road. Yeah, definitely, man. I was almost there, but you know, you go into these fights not really mentally prepared, and you're dealing with some personal shit, and the fights just don't turn out your way, and you get into a slump. So, but we're definitely gonna be climbing up there. My division's a mess right now. You know, Khabib retired, and it is what it is. You know, I beat Poirier, I beat Tony. Me and Gaethje had fight of the year. So I just need to work the kinks out, and after that, man, I'm coming right back for all of them.
Amazing trip out to Bang Muay Thai here on Colorado. But it's getting a little too chilly for me. Snow hit. It's time for me to migrate west. I can't handle it. I ain't made for the snow.